Here's the issue that we run into as a society. Oh, that's a thing. So let's see if I can do this without knocking over my water. So basically, we've got the soul, we've got the mind, and we've got the body. Okay. Now the mind is the big question, because the mind is the part where ignorance is introduced. It doesn't know where it is. So the mind always has two choices. This is part of why we're here. Is it has the choice to essentially choose the higher choice or the other choice. So the higher choice, spirit, love, right, or ego. That's your option from a spiritual point of view, right? Love is believes in unity because all things are one thing, right? It's all this. It's all the energy that's God. Everything that's created is created with the energy that is God. It's just in different form. We know that from physics, right? You break apart matter, you get energy. You break apart energy, you get more energy, right? What is it? The law of conservation of energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed; it can only change form. That's all this is. It's just energy changing form. There's nothing magical or mystical about it. It's energy in different forms. Just some of it is more dense and some of it is less dense. Some of it is more powerful and some is less powerful, based on form, right? So, unity, compassion, and the ego likes to think in terms of separation. It believes in superiority. If I can spell without knocking this thing over. And likewise, inferiority. Right? So that's the problem with the world right now, is that we're living in separation consciousness. It's me versus you. It's Republicans versus Democrats. It's Black Lives Matter versus Blue Lives Matter. It's Canada versus the US, right? It's all of that stuff. So the ego is constantly trying to tell you who you are, because the mind doesn't know, right? And where does the ego come from? You're not born with it. You ever see a child? Children don't have an ego. They walk around naked. They think it's the most natural, wonderful thing in the world. A 4-year-old does it all the time, right? This is introduced to us where we learn everything else from our damn parents, right? And from society. They stick you in soccer class and into soccer, and they say you're superior to the other kid. Go kick his ass, right? You're inferior to that other kid because they can play the violin and you can't. They're a better singer than you are, right? They introduce this through society. You are better than that other kid, right? Love never does that, ever. God is love. God never separates. God never loves anybody more than he loves anybody else. There's no God's chosen people. They're all exactly the same to God, right? So, realistically, what we're trying to do is just move there. Every single time you have to make a reaction, you say, is this love or is this ego? That's it. That'll get you to enlightenment in a hurry, right? Take the most loving act. If you can't get to the most loving act, take the next best option. If you're in depression, anger is better than depression. It's not love, but it's better than depression. At least it's motivating. At least you want to go out and do something. Depression makes you want to sit at home and eat Cheetos all day, right? So that's the issue. And then we act that out. We experience that through our bodies. Our bodies are nothing more than a sack of atoms. The consciousness picks up the body, works it like a puppet. That's all it is. If you sit there and really delve into who you are, one of the best ways to do that, if you're not religious or whatever, you just ask yourself, who am I? And just whatever you come up with, Just if you can observe it or name it, it's not you, right? It's like, I have a car. If you can own it, it's not you. A car, the car isn't me. I have a body. Body's not me. Okay, well, I'm on my personality. Well, I just said my personality. So therefore, I own that, right? If it changes, it's not you, right? Who you are, eventually, if you start going, nope, I'm not that, nope, I'm not that, nope, I'm not that, you start to realize you're nothing more than awareness, nothing more than consciousness. And what's God? Awareness and consciousness. You find out that you're love. What's God? You start to notice that you and God are one and the same. There is no separation. This was the great realization for me. None of it is separate from anything else. You are not separate from anybody else. So if you want to understand who you are, it's all here.